Welcome to the MeatHaus. Sometimes we do a little dance. Just kind of depends. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the MeatHaus. Upper day, we're talking chest, delts, triceps, biceps, all the beach muscles that you're looking for. Can't forget a wide back. So if you're looking for a great home gym workout, minimal equipment, solid pump, making strength gains, this one's for you. Let's get into it. All right, so it is about 6:30 on the dot here on Thursday morning, kicking off our upper day. As always, nothing sexy about it, keeping it simple. Pull-ups here on the rack, 3 sets. The rep range is about 6 to 8. Last week we did 8, 7, and then like 7 1/3 of a rep if we're gonna be super technical about it. So we're sticking with body weight. Again, the goal is 8, 8, 8. Once we hit 8, 8, 8, we'll throw on the weighted vest for some more accommodating resistance. I am strapping up so we can really focus on building this back, building our lats, building width, building thickness, and don't want my grip to be the limiting factor. I can train forearms, I can train grip separately. Oh, okay, so I was wrong. So I just looked, and last week we actually did 7.5, 7, 6, and we just hit 8. So if that's not progress, I don't know what is. And there is a perfect example of why you should be recording and logging your reps and the weight being moved, so you can actually see progress over time. So we will take that. One last set. We're already pacing better than we did last week. So we're either getting stronger or we're building more muscle, maybe both. Maybe just more well-rested and better fed. I don't know. But we are doing more than we did last week. So that's why I'm very meticulous about logging reps, weight being used, tracking progress over time. 'Cause that's really the only way to know, like, are you getting better? You know, are you getting stronger? You see those people at 24 LA Fitness that just go in and they wing it. You know, they don't really have a plan, or they've done the same reps and the same weight over and over and over again, and they don't make any progress. You know, this isn't to shit talk those individuals. You know, they can train however they want, do whatever you want. But if your goal is to get stronger, if your goal is to get bigger, right, you have to track it. 1, 2. 5, come on. Come on. 7. Oh, shit. Okay. So we just wrapped up our first exercise, pull-ups, making gains over last week. We went 8, 7, 7, more reps. I weigh more than I weighed last week, so progressive overload must be working. Our next exercise, as always, incline bench, 3 sets, 6 to 8. Let's warm up and get this set up. Have our working weight on the bar, 155. Used this weight last week. We went 8, 7, 7. Just like on pull-ups, we're trying to go 8, 8, 8. And once we get 8, 8, 8, we'll bump it up another 5 pounds. Obviously, we can't add weight every single week. Progress isn't, you know, constantly linear. If it worked that way, you know, people would be adding 200 pounds to their bench every year if they added 5 pounds every week, right? 52 weeks in a year, you get nothing overly complicated, nothing sexy about it. Trying to push our intensity, right? Train as close to failure as we can safely, because we lift alone. Going right around for, I guess if you're an RPE person, we're going around RPE 9 on all these sets. So that's what we got. So the official count, 8, 8, 7. Still a PR over last time. All right, so our next exercise on the day, dumbbell flies, 2 sets, 8 to 10, have 30-pound dumbbells. Ideal state, right? I'd have a pec deck, I'd have a cable system, something like that, that typically is in a commercial gym. Here in the garage, we have neither of those things, and we just have dumbbells. But people have built great physiques with less equipment and have built great chests doing dumbbell flies. So if they can do it, why not us? All right. Whew. Okay. Those aren't feeling the best, gotta be honest. Can't say I'm fully loving how that fly is feeling. Alrighty, so we have 2 sets, 8 to 10, lateral raise, have a 25-pound dumbbell. I'm gonna hang off of the rack. Might get a little bit of body English going for these reps, but the goal, of course, keep as much tension in our medial delt as possible. Try and get those big capped delts. That make your frame look good, make you look big. So yeah, here we go. Okay. Okay. Whew. All right. Bracing against the bench. Dumbbell rows, 2 sets, 6 to 8. We have a 55-pound dumbbell using our straps here to take my grip out of the equation, really focusing on driving with my elbow and not letting my bicep get involved or take over. Now let's get our left side done. Oh, okay. So moving on from, I don't even know what we're moving on from, but moving on to our first arm exercise, we're doing some overhead tricep extensions on the lat tower. This is kind of becoming a staple movement here in the MeatHaus. So I have to brace my core and my butt up against this pole behind me. And we have 70 pounds on, so increase from last week. 2 sets, 8 to 10. This ends up almost being more of a ab and a core exercise, trying to remain upright against, the weight kind of pulling me backwards. There's no real other way for me to do this. We got to build some meaty triceps and some big arms. So let's see how this goes. I actually don't think it's gonna go very well because it's too heavy. After that fail, we're going to pivot and I'm just going to stand on the foot plate and we will do some tricep pushdowns instead. So our last exercise, targeting forearms, brachialis, our biceps, good old hammer curls. I'm a big fan. I think the two primary bicep movements that I train are an easy bar curl and then a hammer curl as well. I'm a big fan of. So 2 sets, 8 to 10, 35 pounds. Probably gonna get a little sway, a little body English going, especially towards the end. Oh, but that's okay. 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 9. Oh, woo. Oh, goodness. Oh. Oh. All right. That is gonna call it. Ooh. Man, my upper body is fried. But I mean, it's kind of what we wanted. All right, so that brings us to the end of today's workout. If you made it this far into the video, please do all the fancy YouTuber stuff, like, comment, subscribe. We're at 74 subs on YouTube. Could you be 75 on our road to 100 subscribers? Awesome training session today. We're hitting PRs. We're PRing our pull-ups. We're hitting PRs on our incline bench. Then we hit some flies, some rows, lateral raises, tricep pushdowns. There was a kind of wonky little moment and a fail there in the middle, so that was fun. And then hammer curls at the end. If you want to catch all these training sessions live, we are live on Twitch at around 6:15-ish, 6:30 a.m. Central Time, just about every day. Would love to see you there. But with that, you all have been great. We've been the MeatHaus. Catch you in the next video and hope to see you in the next stream.